access that space and are living from it, we're aware of it, that it's easier to get back there, and I think that it would be easier, but
don't forget that one thing about forgiveness is that the ego part of us, the part that feels separate, doesn't want to forgive.
Right.
Okay?
Yes, no, exactly.
It hates forgiveness.
And I can sense that.
It wants to get its own way.
Yeah.
It wants to retaliate. It wants revenge. It wants to get even.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody hurts you, you don't want to forgive.
Yeah.
Okay? Right. So forgiveness, really, this is where the healing comes in and the power of it comes in, is when you begin to realize that forgiveness is giving forth a space. You're not forgiving anyone, yourself or another. You're forgiving the very act itself.
Of being separate from that space.
Of being separate from that space.
Yeah.
Very good. Right. Yeah.
So, what I was doing there, like, we're not putting this on, right? This is just for...
This is being recorded, yeah.
Yeah, but you're not going to put it on or anything.
No.
Okay, because I just, like, for questions that come up, I'm like, I feel like I need to talk, and then the questions will come. Because I don't really, like, I feel like I've got a pretty good understanding of what it is that we talked about tonight. I still have this, I guess that's the ego part of me. I still have this kind of slight fear that I'm going to drift off again, and and then the crisis comes again. I'll be like, oh yeah, I was supposed to be saying I'm in spirit, blah, 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 blah. What I'm going to do to counteract that is to start writing stuff down and putting it on my bathroom mirror, just constant reminders around me.
Constant reminder. Very
because
good.
It's so easy to go
and
back.
then you can do this this forgiveness bit, which is allowing surrender, acceptance, blah, 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 whatever it is. But I like the word forgiveness because it's more direct. You can apply it to everything in life. You're walking on the street and you're judging someone. You become aware. I forgive it.
Instead of, exactly, because you know what I've been doing.
Yeah.
And I notice it all the time, like I was saying earlier, is that I'll be walking on the street and I have judgments for people, and I surprise myself because I'm not feeling content or happy in my world. Then I'm like starting to judge people outside on the street. Instantly I feel sick about it. And then that's bad.
That's right, that's the
guilt.
guilt.
And I can feel myself beating myself up rather than, that's so nice and loving just to hear, I forgive this thought.
Right.
I am spirit. So I'm not identifying with that judgment anymore.
Yes, and the guilt doesn't build up.
Right.
You see? It is the guilt that causes us all this, this great pain, this emotional turmoil.
And the building up, of course, if I'm like constantly recognizing the guilt and not counteracting it with anything, then of course it's going to pile up, and that becomes who I am more.
Right.
See, it feels so good to know that.
Right. And all you need to do is simply forgive it, go through it, even, there's no big deal about it. Oh, I became aware right now, my mind was wandering and I was thinking something negative. Oh, why?
I'm spirit. It's fine. Because that's not me, right? Isn't that funny what my mind just did? It's almost could become playful.
Very good. Yes. And get into the habit of doing this.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. I'm going to get into the habit of doing that. I'm going to put sticky notes all over my bathroom wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as you keep forgiving yourself, then you become stronger and stronger, more aware, more present, more here now, which of course brings you automatically the insight of who you are.
Yeah, and it totally makes sense to me to have that polarity, and you can't understand unless I really understood the negative thoughts and where they take me, which is to this place of, I feel like my creative soul is dying and I'm allowing it. I can see it withering away because the mind's just going, it's like a muscle that I'm building.
Yeah.
But it's so easy to tear it away, like by just becoming aware of that side. And
that's right.
I appreciate
very
that.
Good, very
I understand
good.
it.
So, vigil, constant awareness, of what is going on, and forgiving it. Forgiving it means really a self-compassion. You see, not to blame yourself, not to judge yourself. But just so simply, and as you do that, it's amazing what starts happening inside you.
And instead
it's wonderful, and it takes hardly any effort.
Right. And I just kind of had this revelation when you said that.
Yeah.
That I think I'm kind of reaching out to men for those parts.
Yes.
Of nurturing and compassion, and instead I'd be like giving it to myself by doing all that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
And separate, not being so dependent on.
Right. And also when you say forgive, not forgive myself or forgive him, just forgive this act. So what happens is that you don't make it so personal. So there's no separation between you and another.
Right.
You see?
Exactly.
And it becomes a natural force inside you.
Yeah, like it's just of itself. It's not, I have to forgive you, I'm right, or you're wrong.
Exactly.
And like,
right.
Which has been happening, and I understand that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm a video person. You can try.
Okay. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you. I learned so much in that little part.
Uh-huh.